And we're back.
He always says that. And we're back.
3 5s. And 2 1s.
1, 2, 6.
You're very consistently not going to succeed without some sort of cost.
Yeah.
Hey, but at least you got a twist.
For real?
And the
That's
twist.
2 twists.
All right, so when we last left our... Ooh, I don't know if I can call them heroes.
Creatures.
That's a little bit of
I
a reach.
am a hero of justice.
Are you really?
Lightning
Not
bolt.
really.
I'm great at cannonballing
Right.
things.
And lightning bolting people.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
Mostly spiders.
That is
So heroic.
some like heroic. All right. So we had the there was the ping pong.
I help people through their arachnophobia by getting rid of all spiders.
There was the ping pong tournament.
There were like 2.
Kind of the first big event of the cruise for the crew, or for the passengers. Potentially a little bit of grumbling because a couple of people who were actually on the crew end up winning some of the prizes for the ping pong tournament. The main winner, the first place guy, was one of the
Amber guys.
he was one of the Amber guys.
Isn't that what you
They
called
never
them?
told us you were really upset with the second place prize.
Yeah, they really wanted the Amber guy. They really wanted the Amber statue.
When I was
What's up, looks at them if they're gonna try to kill me for it.
second.
It's like you thought it was a dolphin. It was not a dolphin. It's a whale. It's meant to be like an amber thing that represents the
Somewhere.
ship. It's not really. Like, if you look at it, it clearly is not the ship. It's clearly like whatever the ship was based on looking like. But
Pretty well, like.
it's meant to. It's probably an old whale statue, but and you've got that, and they were a little bit. The complaining was, why were crew members even competing in this thing? But your sense of what they were really complaining about is, why didn't we get a chance to win that thing? Because that's what we wanted. And they even offered up the first place prize in a trade. Like, how about we, since we got first place, how about we take the statue?
What was the first place prize?
That is a really good question that I don't immediately know the answer to.
Isn't it like a special ball whacking stick?
No. A ping pong paddle? No, he won that.
I won the balls and the paddle.
And the whacking stick.
What was the first place
Yeah,
prize?
it's-
Let's find out.
Wow.
Listen, that's what you do to hit a ball. It's not
Do not do this.
It's not a stick anyway.
You do this.
Listen, it's got sticky bits.
First place was a dust-covered, unlabeled bottle of wine. Very old.
You should have competed,
Take that
Sean.
right.
I'm taking it. I'll trade.
You'll trade it?
Yeah.
You'll trade the wine for the
Hey, if it's pre-voting one, that's gotta be
No,
worth a
you
lot.
should have
Probably not pre-converted wine.
money. Sell the wine, I guess.
I mean, you could it's
Do you know how tasty wine things are?
it could be extremely valuable. It's probably extremely valuable. So you
There
could
you go.
definitely trade it for something else of value, or you could mug him for it and steal it to use it for cooking.
I've got a hatchet and a wolf. What do you have?
Right.
Okay. So you're okay. So if you have the amber dolphin, amber whale on your sheet, erase that and write down vintage bottle of wine.
Or just vintage wine.
Vintage bottle of grape juice.
If you, it does have some mechanical effects if you drink it.
That's
Lightning.
No, it doesn't actually make you throw lightning.
Oh, can I tap it and then make me throw lightning better?
leave it to the chef. Leave it to the chef. I'll bake in some copper.
Just mug you and steal them.
Did you make your changes there? They're very
Just
grateful.
erase that and put it in the wine.
Thank you. It is very kind of you. You will be remembered in the coming changes.
Oh, brother,
making a
this
mythology.
guy stinks.
They're making a mythology out of you, giving them a amber dolphin whale.
Dolphin whale. Whale dolphin. Wolfin.
Wolf.
Wolfen.
Wolfen.
A dale.
That's way better, actually.
A dale-fin.
I like wolfin.
Wolfen. Or
Wolf.
Dale. It worked.
Dale-fin.
Hey, Houston, I'm noticing you got that wine there.
Yeah.
It's, the wine sauce, and it worked.
Think
It
your
works
dog is
absolutely amazing with poultry. The wine sauce works absolutely amazing with poultry.
I think your dog wants something there.
Shame.
He seems way more calm and good acting when there's food involved.
He is extremely,
He's
he is profoundly food motivated. So is Sean right now as he's trying to get his hands on that wine.
You and your dog have something in common.
Yeah.
Yeah. And having two hearts and all.
I think it's something you're going to have to get something good to trade him for.
Yeah.
You don't have it
That's
yet.
fair. That's nice.
Or you
You're so small.
so that happened.
They,
bitch
so the
is-
guy who takes it, who won it, turns and gives it to another member of his group, kind of reverently hands it over, and the guy like, thank you, brother. Very nice. Yes. This will do very well. Yes. And he hands it off to another person who kind of like flings a cloth over it, and they kind of bundle it up, and they all kind of the Lido deck off to their, one would assume, back to their cabins and stuff, because they have basically this group like basically reserved an entire deck.
It's not a cult, it's a community.
Yeah.
They all the second class rooms have been reserved just for this one group.
We don't do cults. It's bad for business.
It's fine. They're
Well,
paying.
they reserved the entire block, so
Oh,
it's the first time.
Houston.
Just
They're
zap
paying.
Actually, the captain comes over and
True.
says, here's you, and it's like, the thing is, this is the first time we've had every single room on the ship reserved for one of our cruises. So actually,
Only 4.
cults, and I'm not saying that they're a cult, are very good for business.
It's not a cult, it's a community.
If
And
you-
also they're paying.
You guys-
Houston.
I know. And
This is the captain who's I can't remember the daylight one.
The day was they're both Mothrin, except the night captain isn't Mothrin, it's a bag of spiders.
No, it's a moth celicrae. One's a Mothrin and one's a moth celicrae.
I thought it was a Selkray in a Mothrin skin suit.
No, he's a celicrae made of
Moths.
10,000 moths. Yeah.
Well, they might.
It's basically Kaylee's nightmare. Where is? Hang on. Bingo. There we go.
Alright, well, they're paying.
Guys,
Indeed, they
it's
are.
bad for business. Just let me know.
I'll be sure
Just
not
let me
to.
know. Good,
Yeah, I
good,
think electrocuting our passengers is even worse for business.
Yeah.
good at cleaning up messes with my
By replacing
7
them.
Dragonites.
By replacing them.
It's Kamehameha.
So you're gonna
See, the
replace
thing
them up
is-
with the worst ones. Yeah.
See, the thing is,
Hyper being solves
if
everything.
10
So should Kamehameha, right?
if 10 people get on our cruise and only 9 people leave it, that word is
That's a
gonna
skill issue.
the word is gonna spread.
Honestly, just get good, man.
Night Captain Segozo is the one who explained this. He's the actual Mothrin.
Probably just
The day captain Jataku is the moth celicrae,
Bag of moths.
who tends to do a lot of he's very superstitious. He kind of reads everything means something when you're talking to that guy.
Yeah, never do sarcasm. Terrible idea.
Okay, so
He's
it is the
he's
evening thing.
terrible.
The thing is wrapped up. What is the meal of the night? What is the dinner?
Wine.
What is the dinner? What is the dinner? The general dinner for the populace? What is it? What are the 2 choices?
Meat plate.
We trolled squirrels
Meat
earlier.
with a side of meat. Anyway,
Squirrel legs with a side of cabbage.
cabbage. Okay.
Yeah.
I electrocute the cabbage.
No.
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 It'll make it spicier.
What's the
I'll be
dessert?
more shocking.
Oh, dessert.
Do we have anything that'll make good dessert? I see not.
There's a specific type of
Is it
bird
like a-
that we accidentally flew through. Whose feathers are actually edible, and it's delicious. The feathers are.
Do you sugar crust them or something, or do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sugar crusted. They taste like carrots. So basically, sugar crusted carrot feathers.
Sure.
It's the Wildsea.
You can do whatever you
I
want,
am
man.
going to get weird. with
I
my
am
ingredients.
down with it. I am good. I support you.
Can I get a medical first? I
You
need
wore
to
'em
get
out
rid
over
of
here.
my.
You guys tapped them
Feathers.
out. Look at this.
Yeah, Gavin.
All right. So
Gavin, you made him tire out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gavin, see. Oh, she woke up.
Dude, if you got feathers.
so you're cooking. You're running the kitchen. Yes, chef. No, chef. Back. Behind. Door.
I think I'm like, there's like one other chef. It's like a
Oh,
seaboard.
there's more than one other chef. You got lots of preparatory chefs and that sort of thing.
If you ever need me to add spices of an electric,
We got spiced salt
look,
like
I
2
can
seconds.
cook it with the lightning and give it an extra.
I have spicy honey salt.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Korra when they use the lightning benders to power like the generators for the city
Yeah.
and stuff.
There's an aspect for the Seaborn Gal that adds salty to specimens, and it increases temporary tracks if for a meal. So I think at least one of the chefs is Seaborn Gal.
It's handy if they can get it.
Yeah.
Very useful.
Useful.
Yeah, there's a whole crew of folks in there. It is absolute chaos. What are you two doing while he has disappeared into the meal prep? Because this is 3 hours of his life every night that he's not going to get back. So what are you two up to while this is happening?
So
I'm gonna go out to the main deck.
The main deck is interesting because it's outside. Have you ever? Okay, so I know this is going to be a
Exactly. I
dumb
wanna be
question.
outside.
You've been on a plane? You've ridden on a plane?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever hit turbulence?
Yeah.
Okay.
My favorite part.
Is it?
You are so weird.
You know how like the plane will drop so much that you'll actually almost kind of feel your butt leave the seat?
Not that part. Not that kind of turbulence.
Like it'll drop, like the plane will
It'll
drop a
drop like
little
10
bit,
feet.
and you kind of like, oh, crap. Imagine that, but you're out on an open deck. And that can happen to this ship too, because it's just a severe downdraft where the ship suddenly drops like 20, 30 feet, and you're not dropping with the same speed as the ship. So suddenly you're just, so it's the rule of thumb when you go outside is hand on a rail, always hand on a rail.
How would that work with the ship in the ping pong tournament then?
You were inside for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We would still feel it.
Oh, yeah, you still feel it, but I mean, obviously, they try to avoid that. It's one of the reasons, like you always go, "Oh man, look at those cool thunderheads over there! It'd be so cool to fly through the clouds." That's the last thing you want to do, because the reason that the clouds go straight up like that is because there's wind gushing up the sides that are pushing them high like that. Flying through that is like flying through a waterfall.
Yeah,
it is not a good time when
It
you're
is
in a plane.
impossible to cook stew during that.
can I blame not winning the tournament now on the turbulence?
There was no turbulence at the time.
Listen, that doesn't mean you have to not blame it on.
So I'm just saying, if you go outside, like if you're going out onto the main
Okay, never
deck,
mind.
no, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying this is one of those things that, like, there's a big sign on the door. It says hands on the rail.
Yeah, I think I'm good though. Actually.
You don't really want to go over the
What's
side of the
with
ship.
the best view in the entire ship?
That is an interesting question. One of the best view. I mean, going out is great. There's getting up to where the navigators are at, like the actual navigators for the ship. That view is great because it looks out over the top of the ship. It's like, you're up higher. You're looking out over the ship. You're looking out over the rest of the one that's interesting, though, probably the more interesting one, is there's one at the belly of the whale. If you go all the way down, there's a viewing deck underneath that lets you look out below the ship, which is particularly good if they're coming down lower down into the trees and getting ready to land or something like that, or even are currently going along through the trees, because you're down almost like being under. It's a tree version of being underwater. In this case, you don't have the ship in your way, so it's easier for you to see what's down below.
Yeah, I'll go there.
That sounds interesting. Okay,
There any good gossip around there?
I don't know. Let's find
You
out.
go to the bar.
It is nighttime. It is evening time.
Oh, the stars are out.
I want to stare at the stars.
Terrible idea. Terrible idea.
No, it's fine.
Where's the part in the book where it says that looking at the stars is a terrible idea while in the air?
Give me the book. Give me the book. It's so much more interesting.
Terrible.
It's so much more interesting to find that out from play, I think.
Can I put something in if he's going to go and stargaze?
You're cooking.
No, I just want to say there is a specific spot in the sky, if you look hard enough, where it looks like there is a outline of a star. It's me and Philip's backstory thing, the guy who shot down the star.
Oh, I see. Look for the places. If you're going to go out and look at the stars, look at the place where there isn't a star. That's an interesting.
It's actually worse.
Yeah.
I think I will go out hearing these warnings.
No. That's not a warning. That was like an encouragement. You should definitely do that.
It's a sight. It's a sight to see.
So when you scream, terrible, I was encouraged.
Listen, you can stargaze when you're on the treetops because they're not going to notice you. But if you are sailing through the night, a single bright glowing speck,
Let's find out.
something definitely notices, and stars are one of them.
How about you just come to the underbelly of the whale and just look at the treetops with me instead?
No, I like the idea of you going up and looking at the
And the hole in the sky.
Will I die if I do that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely
you
not.
just get hungry, maybe.
Oh, I'll do that then.
Yeah. Okay.
And it depends on what the water is. There's a mechanic.
Just it's so much more fun to find this out and play. So
Yeah.
much more fun.
I'm intrigued.
Go out, see what attacks you.
It's not an attack kind of a thing.
Sometimes it is. Like with the bat.
Well, I have a Kamehameha, so I think I'll be fine.
It is generally a bad idea to try and shoot a lightning bolt at the stars.
Now that is a terrible idea.
Why would that be a terrible idea? What if I just destroy every star?
You don't anchor the stars.
Stars have emotions.
Well, yeah, they're hungry.
The Wildsea is a little weird.
How did turning the world into trees affect the stars?
I mean, they don't say anywhere that
This is Earth.
that the stars were changed by it. Maybe they were always hungry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because people now live like everybody lives at 10,000 feet with a lot less atmosphere between them. And
Yeah, me and Philip have this thing in our backstory where one of our ancestors pointed a rifle up and shot down a star.
yeah.
And now we're atoning for his wrongs, and that's what the hole in the
So,
sky is.
So we don't look at the stars.
do I have a backstory?
It's kind of a bad.
I don't know, dude.
One of my things is I need to make
It's a
amends for
reminder.
ancestors' wrongs.
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. Let's reflect on that. Wow. Okay. All right.
I don't know.
I'm just looking at something here real quick.
Oh, he's on the table.
But I did.
All right.
Fine.
So
Whatever.
we're gonna go with Gavin here for a little bit. You're out on the deck. You did read the sign. Hold the rail.
Yeah.
Looking up at the stars. Tell me about the last time that you were looking up at the stars from one of the mountain ridges where you grew up. What happened then, or what had just happened that made you decide it was time to become a wild sailor? That was when I got struck by lightning for the 17th time. It finally decided me. You want to think about it while I go over to Philip and ponder this? If you need time, you can always say, just give me a minute. I got to ponder this thing. All right.
All right.
It's Philip. So you're down. You were looking for gossip. So you're assuming that there's some people down here in this
And
observation.
also I'm there to look at the treetops
Yeah.
as well.
I think you think the ship's probably down somewhat lower, a little easier to navigate. There's not much in the way of actually, let's find out.
Oh,
So you're wanting to find out either from people that are down there, or you're looking to learn something, whether it's either from people gossiping or from what you see from the treetops and that sort of thing. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Are you focusing more on listening to the random little murmured conversations and kind of eavesdropping a bit, or are you focused more on what you can see out through the windows?
Well, I don't think we're going to be landing anytime soon, so.
True. Very true. I don't know what that means in terms of your answer.
don't ever try and figure out what's going on inside Philip's head. It's mostly just white noise.
Okay.
Only
Where are you going with that? Does that mean you're going to focus more on the people?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, what have you got what are your edges? What are the edges you have marked?
Grace, iron, and instinct. Or tides, my bad.
Tides is good for like listening in on folks. Now, what I'm looking for a skill is something that makes sense for actually languages. What do you have for languages?
Low sour, 3 in low sour, 2 in brass tongue, 1 in chthonic.
1 in chthonic. What was the one that was right before chthonic?
Brass tongue.
How many do you have in that?
2.
2?
That's matter.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you give me a roll for your tides plus brass tongue?
So that's 3.
So that's 3. Do you have any kind of aspects or anything that would be useful for either distracting people or I suppose you have your Holocaust cloak or whatever it's called.
What? First off, it's a bench coat. Also, what?
Holocaust cloak is from Princess Bride.
Oh my gosh.
That big black cloak that Fezzik wears when he sets himself on fire.
I'm not sure. I mean, if my spring fox could distract them, if
Just walking here.
Read me the description of the spring fox.
a nimble Wildsea vulpine known to dance in the wake of larger ships. It's for
I mean, if you
Oh, my son.
have him out there like sort of going around and like doing a little begging routine with everybody and being cute and kind of going up in the squirrel stance and stuff like that and trying to beg stuff, sure, I could see that as a sort of a distraction, people not noticing that you're within earshot behind them, that kind of thing. You can give them an extra dice for that.
So that's 4.
Give it a roll. See what you got.
Hey, how are you?
You don't need to roll.
I'm not rolling.
He's warming up his dice.
a 6, a 5, a 2, and a 3.
Full success.
6, 5, 3, 2. All right.
I think you should stick with the 2.
Yeah.
What a
They, I
great.
No failure.
That
You
was-
actually forget some brass tongue.
think you should, 2 is.
So the reason the brass tongue is relevant is you've got
It's the
there's
language of business.
Yeah.
And punch card.
yeah there's a couple of guys that are talking a man and a woman who are talking who are traders with a D, not a T, traders, merchants who are discussing they're apparently just traveling over to the next port, and they decided the cruise was the easiest way, the most efficient way of getting over there. It's sort of a working vacation for them, but they were like they were remarking on the oddness of the guests on the ship because tell me if you've had this difficulty. I'm going to put this into brass tongue. I have been propositioned by no less than 5 of the other guests on the ship to see whether or not I had any stock of, and the woman says, Amber. Yes, exactly. They're just mad for it. We don't even trade in it. No, I don't. I told them we don't even, they didn't believe me. I know. And it's not, you would think that if they're all so incredibly fixated on it that they would talk to one another, but apparently they don't. It is as though every single one of them came up with the idea themselves and have approached me separately. I've asked them even to please tell the rest of them that I don't carry anything of that nature. And they said, and the woman says that this is just their own personal interest and definitely not something that their entire group was interested in. Right! But if that's true, why are they all asking? Obviously, they're all interested in it, but they're all trying to pretend as though it's just a personal hobby of that particular... Exactly! It's very strange, isn't it? It's very strange.
Are there any of those people around?
Here?
Yeah.
They're probably just admiring the amber glass.
Yes. I'm going to say yes just because you had a 6. So, there's
Are they looking at the down at the treetops or at the amber glass?
That is an excellent question, and I'm going to say they're looking out the windows, but Philip, as you get closer, you hear them going, I mean, it is supposed to be eventually they call lights out on the ship, and everyone will be asked or expected to go back to their rooms. If we were very quiet, we might be able to, yes, but look at the rivets. How would we do it? Did you bring any tools? Well, I think Marvok might have tools. We could get the tools down here. Yeah, but the windows are all angled outwards. If we pop the rivets, the glass would just fall. Yes, that is a challenge. We need to get as much as we can. Maybe if we had many people helping, we could all come down. See, look how much there is.
You
Look how much there is. Yes, I
This is kind of
know.
your job.
Yeah.
There's 12 different panes. I don't know if it's possible though. And it's the observation deck. People come here all the time. They would notice right away.
And
No,
there's all this-
someplace that's less remarkable. Someplace that they wouldn't be missed. At least for now. When the time comes, when it gets closer, maybe we'll make one last dash for this and grab as much as we can.
Is that it?
So they're not deciding to do anything, but they're not looking out the window. They're looking at the window.
Alright.
That is an excellent suggestion. Thank you. Well done.
The amber cultists, I have to assume.
Can I go ask the
Sand isn't exactly common.
Can I go ask the Amber cultists about their obsession?
Hi,
I mean,
yeah,
you can.
we kind of need those glasses. Ever heard of depressurization? Happens if you remove things.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to have the glass out here. It would be an unpleasant time. Meanwhile, on the deck, looking out at the stars,
Fantastic idea.
Yeah.
what was it that happened that was that final thing that made you want, I need to get out of here?
I got hit with a bolt of lightning and I wasn't even on the peak.
There was an ash.
There was an avalanche?
No.
Where did you live? What remains of Mount Everest?
Well, he was on he's on a peak. If he's on a peak that's above the tree line, then yeah, it's going to be snow up there.
Yeah.
Often.
And my entire village got destroyed. And then I got struck by lightning. And I was
Again.
I swear.
What? How is this attached?
Why are you getting?
Was this attached to the ancestor thing in any way, or?
I'll say
What's
that my
that?
great grandpa put a bomb in the mountain and then it exploded.
I don't think people live that long, guys.
He put the bomb in the mountain when he was alive, and it exploded now.
Oh, so that's the ancestor.
I'm going to have to unpack that a little bit later, but in some way, shape, or form, there was an avalanche that killed a bunch of people, and your grandfather was great-great-great-great-great-grandfather was responsible.
Is it
I'll just
times
make
7
it.
or like times 8?
I'll make it my evil uncle, I guess.
Evil uncle. Cool.
Evil uncle. Okay.
Everybody refers
Well, no, if it could be ancestors is fine. I'm almost wondering if it wasn't necessarily this. Okay, let's workshop this. Let's workshop this a little bit. Your great whatever grandfather did something that killed a whole bunch of people. Avalanche, recklessness.
summoning squirrel bears.
The town was not completely wiped out. Eventually they were able to rebuild.
Yeah.
But they always remembered that your family were the descendants of the man that caused that catastrophe. So you're never going to be entirely, it doesn't matter what you do, it feels like that's always going to be hanging over your head. And then you were struck by lightning. No.
After I got bullied for being a descendant of
It might have been, how about like the whole lightning strike thing, and then you're like, kind of like you got shook and you're like struck by lightning and you go back to the village and again, people with the name calling and your temper got the better of you and you ended up doing something like, yeah. And then it's like, oh, I've got to get out of.
Why the heck do this keep
So the
happening?
stargazing was the first night after you fled the town. So you're out on the mountain ridges alone and
There's a hole there.
with no place else to go, and it was those stars that, like, maybe you saw an airship go by, or you saw by the starlight you saw a wild ship go by, and you're like, that's what I need to do. That's how I get out of here. What's that?
That's so cool. I want to be on one of them.
That looks like it would suck a lot less than living where I live.
Little did you know.
Well, you would have seen them up to this point in time, but they've never looked like an opportunity until now.
They've never looked like a giant one.
no more getting bullied.
Yeah.
Struck by lightning.
And immediately after you said that, he goes,
I want to see.
"You're not even a cloud."
I want to see if the stars recognize you from the last time.
Hey.
So,
What's up, bro?
what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll to
Baby sounds
avoid.
like her.
Sorry, what was the dice?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to have you roll to avoid their notice. So,
Oh, yeah.
what are your edges that you currently have?
Grace, iron, and teeth.
You've got grace.
Yeah, for precision.
Yeah, for the
Oh right, yeah. That's kind of useful, I guess.
lightning.
I see.
Grace, iron. Let's have it be iron. Your force of your will.
Yeah.
And do you have? Boy, I don't even know what skill would make sense for this. Do you have brace?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't.
I think that might be the best option for like the strength of your will and not like sort of keeping yourself intact while the stars look down on you. Or I mean, you look up at the stars. Certainly that's what's happening. You're looking at the stars, not the other way around. That's crazy talk.
I've read this.
Why don't you give me the... So roll 2 and see what we got. Double ones.
Double.
Double one. Yeah.
Catastrophe.
I got a 1 and a 2.
You're just doing this. But you're also looking up, so it's not. I'm definitely hiding myself right now.
Oh.
Why is that hole there? Oh boy.
Alright.
If this messes up my ingredients,
So
I am
convenient
going
that I have a little...
I'm gonna ask.
If that happens,
I'm
I'll
gonna
be
look at
so
the
happy.
phone.
I'm gonna ask if you have to cut your pay.
But
Because
I have a pay?
Yeah.
Yes.
well, you're not doing this for free.
Wait, what am I
What?
doing again?
Artillery.
Artillery.
Yeah, you're mobile artillery.
You're
you can't always.
I'm just a living cannon.
You're a
You can't
walking...
always rely on the trebuchet.
You're a walking ship's gun.
Imagine if, like, Goku did a Kamehameha and it was like a 10-minute charge, and then
Yeah,
it
but,
just releases with a pew sound.
yeah, but you understand that's every Kamehameha. There's always a 10-minute charge. Have you not? I assume you've watched Dragon Ball.
Not a 10-minute charge.
2 episodes to charge up. That's
Exactly.
basic.
2 episodes.
10 minutes would be way too short
2
to charge for
episodes.
Dragon Ball.
Time on Dragon Ball Z. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah. It's,
Ka, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
you know why they do that?
Yeah.
They do that because
You gotta get them.
they have to stall because they have to let the manga get ahead of the anime, so they just have all the anime take so long.
Oh, he's on the Watchers page. This is fantastic.
Then it will blow up in 5 minutes.
Episodes later. 4 minutes
minutes.
remaining.
75 episodes, but 5 minutes later.
Power lasts 48 hours.
15 trillion episodes later.
30 minutes left. Like, if you break it down, the whole Goku versus Jiren fight supposedly would have lasted like 4 seconds.
But instead of 4
I mean,
seconds,
Listen, we had to spend an episode watching Jiren walk because it shook the earth, and that actually because it shook the battleground, and that actually makes him stronger than God.
Okay. So,
I haven't even watched it. Autism be damned.
nothing immediately happens.
Immediately.
It's Watson. You gotta have something.
yeah.
He's looking at the low page for it.
Oh.
You're out there and you're having this, you're remembering this time when you saw the stars and decided to come aboard the ship. And the feeling that you have is that initially it's like reminding you of this decision that you made to like get away from your people.
Yeah.
But the thought that comes almost like unwillingly to your mind is that it doesn't matter that I've left because I'm still under the same sky. And my troubles are going to come with me because the troubles are the troubles of my bloodline. So the destruction that my family brings down on wherever I am is still going to be wherever I am.
Where?
Oh God!
Time to start my villain arc.
No! We've already lost 15 passengers this week.
15.
We're running out of days.
We only lost 15. I thought we lost 37.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess you don't know about the other one.
With this depressing thought,
Oh boy.
you turn and head back into the ship, and as since you're turning away and turning back towards the ship, you don't see that all of the stars above the ship all blink at the same time.
Except for what?
It's
No, they all blink.
Gaps aren't supposed to blink.
What's that?
No, the gap.
Well, the gap isn't a star. I'm saying the stars, the lights,
Yeah.
all go
The lights of the ship or the lights of the sky?
of the sky. The stars all blink. You don't notice that. You kind of like you
I
feel
have
like the
3
light.
cents. Can I like look
Yep.
back really
Nope,
fast?
nope.
Because
You
I
have
felt
what
like
sense?
something. I have
3 cents.
Oh, you have 3 cents.
Yeah. So can I like?
Do you have like a danger sense? What are your aspects? They're on the other side of the sheet. I feel like, didn't you have like a weird kind of
Why not?
Sixth Sense sort of thing, or am I making that up?
Bored.
Maybe I'm making that up. Probably I'm making it.
I think that I almost picked like a Sixth Sense thing.
Yeah, you almost did, but you didn't. Okay. I'm going to say no because this is actually this isn't something that's new. This is something that came from your last roll being terrible.
Delicious.
1 and 2.
This is what you get when you only have one.
What you don't
the
notice,
stat.
so you don't notice the stars, and what there's no way you really could notice is that every person on the ship who's currently asleep
Even me.
rolls over and kind of frowns and enters as a bad dream overtakes them.
I like giving people nightmares.
Every single.
Wait,
So
wasn't
were you going to approach these guys or
I was going
maybe
to ask.
follow them? Because it's a little upfront to just, hey, what are you guys talking about the
he is
windows for?
he is secure.
You are security. That does make sense for you.
Well, are they going somewhere important?
Well, I mean, they're all on the second deck, or not the second. They're all on the second class.
Are they going anywhere though at the moment? Because if they're not,
The
then I'm just
whisper
gonna-
wow.
Well, yeah, they actually probably are because they've sort of talked themselves into, well, we can't do anything right now, and even if we did decide to do it, we'd probably need to wait and get a whole bunch more people, even if we do decide to do it. Let's go back and talk to him and see if he thinks it's
And
worth the
I
effort.
come over the comms.
I play it all.
Reminder
of them.
to all passengers: we only have an hour left of serving dinner. Get it fresh. Get it
We
fresh.
should get that.
They're all
You
all
hungry?
dinner.
Yes, I'm a bit peckish.
I'll follow them then.
Our
The merchants are like, shall we? Oh, we
Our
paid for
dessert is-
we paid for the full service.
our
Let's avail
dessert
ourselves
is
of it.
absolutely incredible this evening.
Especially when I sat.
Anyway,
Give it an extra save.
Yeah.
so
I'll set.
the kitchen has been tense
My ingredients.
this weekend. No, that's
There's a different thing. Why did I work?
no. He rolled a 1 and a 2.
Why did I work the thing that disintegrates all of my ingredients into my backstory?
Ugh. What?
It's fine.
I
It's
don't think
fine.
that's good for business, Sean.
I know, right? Terrible for business. Terrible.
So
He's sleeping because there's heat coming from the fan.
yeah, once he gets in a warm space, he's just like out.
Fan is emanating EP.
So
EP
listen,
vibes.
the kitchen staff are extremely tense. There's a lot of sniping. There's a lot of like unnecessary arguing and stuff. People are getting like bent out of shape over stuff like which forks, whether or not the forks are clean.
We did buy soap like yesterday.
Yeah. So how do you have the means, do you think, to like manage this and bring the kitchen back under control here?
Death from above probably doesn't help.
As a whisper? Probably not. No.
Well, I don't.
I like that you were going for a whisper right there, though. That's kind of a fun way of doing it. But death from above is probably.
Do we have any spare dessert?
You could always go into the supplies of the ship and put something together. But what are you looking to do?
I'll cook them like a relaxing meal. Milkweed is pretty
Okay, you could try to cook for them.
fish into a pocket of
They call
the
it They call it family only when you make the food just for the people who are actually working in the kitchen. It's the family only before the service begins.
I like grab like 10, get into the freezer, grab like 10 chicken legs.
Everybody knows the ingredients that are currently available in the public kitchen, so to speak, like in the main kitchen. So what are you going to add out of your special stock, bring people to like kind of spice things up or to kind of change things around for them?
No spicy things.
What have you got for ingredient? What do you
Well, lunch is chili, so I definitely can't use the honey salt. So, milkweed.
milkweed?
Yeah, I'm gonna fish into like one of my pockets, like grab
Or
like
you got
a
it in your
handful of-
locker or something like that and pull out. All right, so why don't you give me
No,
a
I've just got a bunch of like random books carrying
okay?
ingredients.
Have you got?
Never heard of
So it's cook and what?
No.
Hang on.
And I'm noticing the vibes, so I think tides.
Yeah, I like that. Tides and cook.
So that's 4.
That's 4. You can take an extra one in the advance since you're burning the milkweed. You're going to use up the milkweed though.
Goodbye, my sweet ingredients. 5, 2, 3, and 4.
5.
Okay.
Mixed success.
Mixed success. Mixed success. Okay, so trying to get, you're avoiding the worst of it.
Oh, I gotta erase my milkweed. Goodbye, my sweetness.
So the chicken plus the milk, you basically get sort of almost like a
Milkweed. What does milkweed taste like? Is that a real thing? I guess it's like seaweed.
was in.
Was it the Kelpie thing?
No, they mentioned something similar in Wicked yesterday. It was what the guy made the mom eat for the second child over and over. Milk flour, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The milkweed. So let's say what it does. It kind of gives you kind of a fettuccine, almost like kind of a whitish, like creamy sauce added onto the chicken. Chicken's just chicken, but throwing this in here, you get kind of a creaminess. It sort of mellows people out. They weren't expecting it because it's like milkweed. Where'd you get milkweed?
Places.
I know.
You know.
You know a guy. All right, so we're crossing out the milkweed. That's cool. That's cool. We're crossing out the milkweed. All right, but when you're digging around in your pack, you notice another specimen that has gone bad. What is it?
I only have honey salt. Sweet.
Refrigerator.
Do you have any? What do you have? Not specimens, but salvage.
Yeah, I got a sailcloth. A moth like flies out.
We didn't get a twist out of this, did we?
Oh no, we got a twist. I rolled 2 5s.
Okay. What'd you say? The honey salt?
Yeah, we're having chili for lunch. Dang it, man. We're gonna have to tap into the reserves.
The lightning
Got a
reserves.
refrigerator?
Yeah, we got a refrigerator.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to keep the meat cold?
Yeah.
Just have, like, fill a blow on it or something.
He's security. He's got more important jobs.
Philip blow on it. Wow. Philip, we need you. I'm here. Blow on this.
Houston!
Blow on this.
Houston!
No, I'm like that.
What's the matter?
Blow on it.
The meat's getting warm.
No, he's the left code to create wind.
Tell me what your aspects are.
I got strong stomach, needs must. My husk leather apron. My deer watch wolf. My fishing lure. And my seasoned cleaver.
What was the second one?
Needs must. You never mark mine for consuming food or drink, no matter the source or condition.
What's the track on that?
4.
Okay.
The belt action.
Mark 1 on needs must. The first 2 packs of milkweed that you pull out have gone off. I'm not gonna have you mark the thing, but it doesn't.
I'm not marking the milkweed.
You mark the milkweed. It's used up. But the first 2 packets that you get have like gone off. They've withered way too early, and that gives you a bit of a. Oh, that's weird, and weirdly familiar. The honey's fine,
Oh,
but
God, the
testing the first couple of these is like, oh, okay, wow,
Yeah, no.
yikes. So mark one of those.
Mark needs must.
Yeah, for a twist. What would it be for a twist?
I get like a flash.
You could get a whisper.
Whisper would be incredible. I want more whispies.
Calm before the storm.
That's right.
Because you're trying to calm everybody down. Calm before the
If you
storm.
make a storm, I'll be able to fly.
Calm before the storm. Although, if you do that, if you swing that right, this is the last calm moment before a storm arrives. You could do calm before the storm to make.
I've got a different rhyme for that for the previous thing.
All right. So, Philip, they're clearing out of there. Are you going to follow them?
Yeah, I'll follow them to the kitchen.
Do you have?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I have it. Hunt or outwit or
Sense?
I mean, maybe.
Because that's my strongest one.
I would give you sense, but I'm probably going to give you a cut for it because it's not really exactly lined up with what we're
I
talking
have
about.
hunt.
What's that?
I have hunt. Is that one you said?
Well, so what have you got in sense?
2.
Okay, so you probably do grace plus something. What's your hunt at? Your hunt's at
1.
Okay, so you could do grace plus hunt, which gives you 2 dice.
Okay, sweet.
Or you could do grace plus sense, which gives you 3 dice, but you're gonna take off the highest roll. So it's kind of
I'll use hunt. A 1 and a 3.
okay. All right.
What's your new?
Okay. They don't. They don't hit, come. Go on, sit down for a second. They don't immediately. They don't head back for the food. They head down to the second deck. And actually, they don't head down for the second deck. They head for like the lower engine. They head down for like the very lower decks.
All right, I follow them, but I stay a good measure behind.
Sure.
Is there any place to hide in the lower decks? Maybe there's some.
Yeah, there's like mostly what's down there is like engine space.
And our engineer.
Mostly what's down there is engine space.
Okay.
And like the cargo storage areas where they keep like all the luggage and cargo and stuff like that people are hauling.
All right, if there's a cargo box that I can crouch behind.
Oh my god, you're doing this like Solid Snake.
Yeah.
I mean, if worst comes to worst, our engineer sees him.
So you follow them into this larger cargo space. The problem is that while you're finding a place where you can completely tuck in, and you do it very carefully, they're joined by other people, okay? And they all gather directly between you and the exit. So you're here, and you can see them, but you can't do anything that involves you leaving because they're literally...
What was this?
Are they armed by chance?
It's hard to tell because as they show up, they're either pulling on or already wearing robes.
Can I use sense to see if I can find anything?
There's a little voice in your head with my voice. Do not challenge them to a duel.
So they come in there, and one of them with the hood already up and stuff like this is secure our sacred space, Brother Alfred. And you all right there?
Yeah.
You're good.
Have you been caged?
No, I just tripped on the pillar.
On the what? On the weight?
The pillar.
The pillow. You tripped on the pillow.
Wait, it's vertical.
It's that's impressive.
That's why I'm confused.
No, let's see. Vertical.
You mean to trip on something that wasn't actually near your feet?
You
Right.
managed to trip on a vertical object.
So the situation is that you're in the cargo space. They have that you're in the cargo bay area. They're in the cargo bay. They're between you and the exit, and they just lock the exit.
Is there any way I can sneaky get under one of the...
Sneaky get what?
Can I get under one of the cargo things? Is there a whole space?
Yeah, it's like a big old cargo open area with like stuff
Can I go under it then?
under it.
Yeah, hide in it.
You're hidden. They're not gonna. You're behind like you're behind like a bunch of crates and stuff.
Alright.
That's not the issue. The issue is you can't leave.
Okay, I'll just wait it out.
Okay. All right. We're gonna leave you there for just a little bit. And actually, I'm gonna go up. We're gonna pause for just a little bit here while I go up and get something to drink because my throat is.
Yeah, right.
And we're back. Again.
Yeah. Again. What's that? Hello, guy.
Oh, I like you brought soda. Could have anticipated that. Eyes up here.
What's the engine for the ship?
Steam engine operated by our lovely engineer.
Steam piping.
Yeah, steam piping. Operated by our lovely skinless engineer. Oh yeah,
As you're coming back into the ship, one of the undercrew comes over and says, "Head engineer wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Needs some help."
Oh.
is it actually like a...
That's exactly thing?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I need a name though. Give me a sec. I need a name. So heading down into the lower part of the ship, and we need a
name for
Actually-
it's not a bag. I'm giving to
What's a bag of moths?
No, the bag of moths is the day captain.
Well, this isn't the captain. This is the engineer, the head engineer.
Our lovely head engineer. I don't want to give it. I shouldn't be giving some spoilers.
Let's go. There we go.
I'm singing in the room.
So let's get back in here.
If you don't pat the head you gotta spend like a minute patting the back before you want to pat the head. Because if you don't, you're trying to yoink our dog. Hold on. Yeah. Yoink. See, this is the ideal holding position. He does this.
I know.
He does it.
He did that very aggressively to me for like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Don't.
Yeah, sir. Wait, you're hiding the dice roller.
What do you mean? No, I'm doing random generation for this
No,
guy.
you're hiding the dice tower.
Oh, yeah, we haven't had to roll it. I guess we have had to roll it, and I haven't even thought about it.
Goofball.
Sorry.
I'm gonna remind you. Sense.
Dice tower.
Hey, yeah, it's one of these things. It's you put it in one hole, it comes out the other. You don't have to,
Well, yeah.
and it doesn't fall off the table.
Is that what the thing that's over there is?
Yeah. Here we go.
Behold the worm. So
Purple worm.
Tentacle worm.
It's like
technically green. I
looks
like
like the dune worm.
It looks like a purple worm though.
No, but
It's meant to be a pair of purple worms, but I painted it in green so it could be instead carnivorous vines.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
I'm sorry. What now? Is that gonna be plot relevant for?
I'm
Can I
not
zap
saying.
him?
Kazo. Kazo is this guy's name.
Kazo.
Kazo.
Guys, is
Celicrae, rootless blacksmith.
you forgot to mention one.
No, I didn't forget anything just yet.
Sean, he said yet. It's okay.
Yeah.
Relax, man.
He'll forget something eventually, and you'll be right there to say, "You forgot something."
I just want to get the notes in here. Kazo, Celicrae, rootless blacksmith.
Blacksmith isn't a blowline. It's not a post.
Okay, as you get down near the engineering room, the thing that you notice most immediately is that in addition to the steam piping, the place is just thick with cobwebs. And you knew they were Celicrae. But this is unusual for Celicrae. They don't usually lean into the spider thing like this hard. They usually don't try to call attention to it. Have you ever met the engineer Celicrae before, do you think? I mean, you are like sort of a source of energy, so maybe you have. So what do you think, Gavin? Do you think you've met them before or no?
Nope.
Never have? Okay. You just knew that Kazo's down here, he's Celicrae.
Yeah.
So you get into the engineering room and it's just a bunch of pipes and cobwebs and stuff like that, and like web threading all over the place. Let me see. Let me get the name here. Make sure I get this right. So this is Kazo, and you are.
This is thank you. Oh yeah, that is definitely.
You're Sisinko, the Tempest,
Yeah.
walking artillery, and not much else use.
That's me.
Perfect. We're gonna find a second use for you.
Let's go.
So far, you haven't seen where this guy is even at. The voice is just echoing around inside the chamber and everything. He's just sort of everywhere. I need you. The engines are acting up. The power is all unsteady. I'm getting sources from everywhere, and I'm not really understanding why there's more than I want. So what I want is I'm going to kill the power from several different locations and try to get it all coming from one place, specifically you. So what I need you to do is stand near the middle of the room
Got it.
and take hold of my webs.
Got it.
They can withstand the electricity.
Got it.
And they do feel really, they're silky and kind of weirdly, they stick a little bit, but they're actually not very sticky, but they feel weirdly tingly as you connect to them. Like they have like kind of a, no, grabbing a hold of them is kind of like having having your fingers go to sleep or coming back from going to sleep. So they give you that kind of a tingle in the fingertips.
More than.
All right. And the voice again is coming from everywhere. Now, as you get this, spiders start coming down the webs kind of from everywhere, and they're just kind of they're not coming down your arms or anything. They're going over your fingertips because they're going, all right, let me check all of the connections. And the voice is coming from all of them. And they're all over the place. So they're just everywhere. So this is a Celicrae, but he's not a Celicrae that's really bothered himself with having a body. He's just a bunch of spiders.
Got it.
At once.
All
right.
Presentation.
Now I'm going to kill the power that is unsteady right now and too much. And when I do, I need you
Use
to
hyper.
get to cut loose a little bit. Don't. I've seen what you can do. I've heard what you can do. Some.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I can handle it before you set the bloody room on fire. Right. Now then, on 3. 3, 2. Celicrae confusing. All right, so what we need here is sort of control, and will, and what's your edge? What are you starting with?
Probably Grace. Yeah.
Grace. All right, getting a feel for it, kind of feeling your way through this, kind of having some dexterity about the whole thing. Okay, sure. What about for the skill?
Like
You could go sense, I guess, and kind of like feel your way through like what feels like too much, what feels like not enough.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Go that way? Because you're not aiming and firing. It's not like a...
How many sets do you have?
3.
That's good. Yeah, so you're kind of going, you're just closing your eyes and going, okay, when it feels like I'm about to set them on fire, I won't do more than that. It should be fine. It'll be fine. You have definitely never used this kind of voltaic spider silk before, but it'll probably be great.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's an aspect for that.
Yes, there is. He's a Celicrae. It's a Celicrae aspect.
The voltaic spider.
I know. It's one of his aspects. He can make voltaic spider silk. And he's like strung it all around to add extra wiring to the ship by virtue of just his webs. I did actually do a little bit of research with this guy. Come on. Give me some credit. All right, so gonna have you roll the 4 dice. You can use the dice eating
Listen, my red.
vine destroyer over there. You can use a regular box.
2 in each.
2 in each, yeah.
Wait,
I got 2 4s, a 3, and a 6.
full successful.
Full successful though. Try out the twist. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, God.
All right, steady. Hold it. Good. Good. Excellent. Very good. None of this makes any sense. All right, keep holding it.
Halfway through, he swaps accents. He's Russian now.
No, none of this makes any sense.
None of this makes
Okay, keep feeding it. Feeding it. Good.
pretty cool.
The pipes are fine. Where's the other? All right, I'm shutting down the pipes. And I know where you're coming from, so I can ignore that. This doesn't make any... all right. I'm bringing the pipes back up. Steady, hold it, and release. All right, and the lights flicker a little bit, but they basically say, well, this doesn't make any sense. But you did fine. Good backup. Stay handy if anything bad happens with the engines. We could be using.
I am a power generator.
Which in theory we won't need because apparently there's another engine somewhere on the ship.
Well, that's not right.
The steam pipes I took completely offline, using you. You should have been the only source. Something else was still supplying power to the ship. I am the head engineer and I don't know where that power is coming from.
We got a stowaway.
Of an entire power source? That seems a little weird.
It's like me.
Is there any
No
interesting?
way, you're not so.
What am I hearing
And
from
this.
We'll get there.
Stowaway engine?
Yes.
As a twist.
Somebody's got chemical reactor in their backpack. No, I didn't me.
I'll give you a couple different things you could do here. You could take voltaic spider silk. He'd give you some of this stuff so you can use it as like basically ropes you can electrify, like sticky stuff you can electrify. You'd burn it up if you used it in an attack. It's enough for that, but it would give you an advantage dice for some later attack if you want, like in using your, because your lightning's actually long range. This would let you use your lightning close range with an advantage with an extra dice.
Just stick it around my hand or something.
Well, no, you like whip it out and stick it to somebody and just.
Or you can or you can also punch it.
But what it gives you is essentially one attack where you get to do it close range with an extra dice and
Really, it's one. Actually.
lay it in there, which is pretty cool. Or I give you a whisper, something that you pick up from all of this
That's
weirdness.
I mean, you have like 3, so.
Yeah, you may not need another whisper right now, but what do you think? What sounds good to you?
I think I'll just get the webs.
Okay, so under not specimens, salvage, write down voltaic, under salvage, voltaic,
Wait to see.
VOLTAIC spider silk.
Yeah.
Hyphen may or may not be necessary.
Cool stuff. Love it. And this weird little thing, the engineer's like, I'm gonna have to figure out where that is even coming from. Luckily, I can get anywhere in this ship. All right, I'm going to see if I can find this thing out. Thanks for the help. You should go get some food while it's still hot.
Got it.
It tastes delicious.
Passengers. 30 minutes remaining.
Some of me has been eating it for the last half hour, and it's fantastic.
Some of me has been eating it.
I have to put a little plastic bag on so you don't forget.
Just a few 500.
No, they just the spiders just all go in and take like one little sample, and then they crawl into the plate, crawl off.
And here? I like
Little conveyor belt. Little conveyor belt of spiders taking samples.
Delicious, I assume. I practice.
What is he fighting over? What, Stuffy?
Yeah, he's playing Tug of War.
Let him win a few times.
Yeah.
Okay.
37.
Philip.
Yeah.
All right. Bring forth your offerings, says the guy, the main hood person. And some of the people in the circle step forward, and they bend over and they sit down, and they all have various little amber things. Okay. One of them that's standing right next to the speaking hood comes forward and sets out the statue, the whale statue. It's by far and away the largest of the various pieces. There's bits of jewelry. There's a lampshade that was like amber. There's this
That costs like 3 worm apples.
there's like a sculpture of a like a metal sculpture of a snail, and there's like amber chunks of amber like set into the shell all the way around in various bubbles, things like that. All these things. Excellent. A good start. We need more. For now, we will take all of this and begin to melt it down to form the tool. Soon, our leader will be amongst us. We must work quickly so that they are free and ready to act as we reach the well. This is where the prophecy will lead us. It has told us what we must do. Now we must fulfill it for ourselves.
Most concerning.
Prophecies serve those who work to bring them about. And they all kind of repeat prophecy, they read the whole thing.
You don't rip my dog.
Is our master still secure? Yes, great one. None have disturbed its slumber within its concealment here amongst the mundane cargo. Excellent. Maintain a watch on it, and when we are ready, we will let him rise.
My, that's most concerning.
Sounds pretty dramatic.
All right. So, gather up the amber. Several of them he motions, and several of them gather up the amber. This ship is one of the most opulent that sails the skies above the verdant waves. Surely we will be able to find sufficient amber to free our master.
Hey, unless we're getting
Work swiftly, rest only when absolutely necessary. Depart.
You should
Move
tell
on.
these guys about their actions.
Hey, at least we're getting good press.
Yes. So they go to leave, and one of them unlatches the cargo bay door that you guys came in through and opens it. And when it does, bounding in through the door is your spring fox, completely ignoring everybody else and sniffing the air. What's that thing? Oh, he was at the observation deck earlier. I don't know. He was a pet of one of the, and then he goes bounding off through the crowd of them and toward the crates where you're hiding. What do you do?
Can I grab it?
Well, you can definitely grab it. He's going to run straight to you.
Okay.
Gotta put him down. Oh.
I hate to.
Well, let's. Do they take any notice of it, or do they just?
Well, one of them says he's a pet of someone, and then he goes bounding off. It's like, where is he going? What's he doing? Why is he heading back into those crates? You there? Follow him. See what he's up. See what that thing's up to.
You're cooked. You're about to get attacked by a cult.
You're cooked.
And this time, we will not be serving you breakfast.
Is there anything else I can hide under? Maybe
From your own.
Can I
pet,
re-hide?
You can re-hide.
Actually, no. Can I grab my fox?
Or unnecessarily escalate it.
Your fox will probably find you in a moment here. This is all just a continuation of the two of them.
Is there
I
any
just wanna make
vents that I
clear.
can get out through?
What's that?
Any vents that I can get out through?
Oh, this is the new?
Vents? No.
Nothing
gonna-
else.
Let it happen.
The thing is, the cargo door, the door that you came in is like a regular person cargo door. The only other main exit from the cargo bay is the big doors that lead out into the sky.
Terrible idea, by the way.
Yeah.
So you probably don't want to do that. There's also an exit. There's also an exit in the floor,
For our head engineer.
and there's an exit in the ceiling. It's like a big old trap door kind of thing.
Can I reach it?
They'd probably see you.
I mean,
that coat is.
Can you reach it? Yes. Can you reach it without being seen? Almost certainly not.
That coat is very obvious.
Yeah, the bench coat does not help with that. But can you reach it? Yes. Can you reach it without being seen? Probably no. Can you reach it in quickly enough that you can get away from them? Probably. Will they recognize you? There's a lot of things going on here. If you want to be...
Do I let this play out or do I escape? Okay, I'll let it play out.
Oh, the drama.
Well, I mean, running is a good plan. If you can try to get out through that top exit, that's a pretty good one. Make a bolt for it before those guys get too close, because the fox is going to get there before they do, and then you can make a run for it when there's only a couple of guys, and you can try to get up through the catwalks and stuff up higher and get to the ceiling exit, which is like probably about 2 floors up.
Do I have to make any checks to reach the vent?
Absolutely, it's not a vent; it's an exit. But
We're on next
one of the
absolutely,
What sort of?
I don't know.
What would work?
Wait, wasn't one of the exits for like the
Would grace work?
Grace would
engineer
work.
dude?
All right, I have a 3 and flourish.
What were you asking? What was one of the exits that what now?
What was one of them for like the engineer or something?
The top half.
Likely.
Okay. Does that like lead into the place that I'm in?
Maybe, but you probably wouldn't hear it since we're on.
Well, the engineering and the cargo bay are all down in this area of the ship. Yes, he's not being super noisy yet, so that would be.
Don't like.
I would
All right.
switch with you, but I can't see you, so.
Yeah, that's true. Grace and what now?
I have flourish. A 3 and flourish.
Are you going?
I think for what we were talking about, do you have vault?
All right.
Nope.
Okay.
You might have to just let this play out.
Flourish? No, flourish is fine. You can roll whatever. It's just So flourish is about doing stuff in a very flashy fashion. So doing it stealthy is definitely not going to happen.
Okay.
The question of whether or not it helps you get up to the top. So what's your flourish at?
3.
Okay. That's good. The good news is you're rolling 4 dice. The bad news is there's definitely a cut on this of 1 dice. So that's still not bad. And if you want, you could probably, if you
Try using
again,
whisper.
Just hold for.
I don't have any good.
what do you have for whispers?
Whispers of trees.
There's so many bad ways that could be used right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
If I just said it out loud, how would it work?
You said it. You would control.
You're creating a twist
that you control.
that you control. So you could probably cause.
Ooh, there's an amber sculpture there.
I mean, all these crates are made out of wood. You could theoretically make a whole bunch of trees. Like, you could theoretically make a whole bunch of like trees start to grow out of the wooden crates and stuff.
Are there tissues?
That could be distracting and covering.
And then I could also reach. Maybe using.
Yeah, in theory.
All right. I think I could do.
It would give you an extra. It would give you an extra dice.
Okay. I think.
If you burn the whisper, it would give you an extra dice for sure. It would also damage a bunch of the crates, but that's really somebody else's problem.
But then that would be the whisper I use. But then I would use it up.
You could also get an advantage that you could use your fox as a distraction.
Oh, yeah.
As he came around the corner, you say, "Right there." You know, like.
Okay, yeah, that's what I should do. That's what I should do.
He instantly.
Do you have like what are your specimens?
Specimens.
Yay.
Caged bird.
You probably don't have your caged bird immediately on you. What else have you
I'll
got?
send out my spring. I could send out my spring fox. Let's see.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering if you have like a little like what are your specimens other than the caged bird?
Nothing else. I used to have a worm apple, but.
All right.
Somebody wanted a student with their.
So you can like what's the command you give him that tells him to like run off and just kind of go running off through the crate?
Yeah, I'll use my spring fox.
Yeah, but
Go away.
What is the command for be as annoying as possible?
Yes.
Playtime?
Playtime.
He comes around, he's like kind of yips at you once, you're like playtime. And he just
he's gone.
playtime means like hide and seek. You like normally he's expecting you to chase him. So he runs off
He's gone.
with the expectation that you're going to chase him. He does the Doc thing where Doc's trying to get away while it's like, oh, I want you to take away the thing that's in my mouth that I'm not supposed to have.
He's gone like half a second later.
Okay, so
he's great because you don't have to close your eyes.
so Grace, flourish.
Yeah.
That's 4. An extra 1 for the spring fox, and cut 1. So you're rolling 5 but cutting 1.
Are there tissues anywhere?
Yes.
What's
Although the easiest way would be just to go grab a little bit of paper. Can you get it in there? Oh my God.
Alright, 2 6s, 2 2s, 1 3.
Okay, cut the 6. Cut one of the 6s.
So that's a 6 with a twist. So full success.
Full success with the twist. Okay. Okay, so the fox comes behind the crate, but immediately takes back off, and those two guys who are closest to you,
What is he doing?
I think the twist is that they won't be able to recognize you later. They'll know that somebody was there and escaping. They'll see you, but by the time they notice that you're up there, you'll be up in the catwalks, and they just see sort of a shadowy figure with like
An incredible
coat.
great coat.
It's a great coat. Yeah, they'll see that there was somebody here that was watching them, so they'll be on their guard, but they won't know that it was you, and they won't know what you look like. Okay, so the fox takes off. The guys are still following him, so he doesn't even really give you away because he never comes back to chase you because he's still being chased by them, and he goes into playtime mode, which is never let them catch me. Since I am a puppy owner, I know what that's like. The never let them catch you.
No, my dice. Gone.
Okay.
He followed me over there. I walked over and I turned around. He was like,
Well, yeah, you gotta keep tabs on the unconquerable alignment.
Alright, so that's what happened then.
You do see, so they don't really recognize you. I'll tell you one more thing. As you're climbing up and you're looking back down at the cargo bay area, you can see that behind sort of several stacks of crates, there's one really good sized crate back behind, like sort of shifted back over in the corner. It probably was one of the first things that got loaded onto the ship, and the other stuff got stacked in around it. So you don't immediately, from the floor, you don't see it immediately, but it is 12 feet across and probably 12 feet high. It is big as crates go. That is unusual. That is a big, you didn't hear anybody mention that anything that big was coming on the cargo, so it's weird that nobody did.
Probably the Colts.
Okay.
No problem.
So,
Guys, I've got this.
you escape out through the top hatch. That brings you up into like the third, actually it brings you up just one level below the deck where all of the actual crew members sleep. The crew members get basically like third-rate cabins. They're really, really small. It's basically like these little narrow rooms with just two hammocks, sometimes 3 hammocks. Really skinny. They're not meant to spend time in. They're meant to sleep in and then go back to work. We work to earn the right to work.
Yep.
Right. So
I see dog. Dog sees me.
Hello.
hello, adventurer. Okay. And then when you're just about ready to leave the cargo bay, you give like a whistle and the fox takes off, and the fox also bounds up after you. So you might not want to be seen with the fox anywhere because they might not recognize you, but they sure as hell will go, "Hey, it's that spring fox again. He means trouble," because he is
Radio.
statistically meant trouble throughout most of this. Okay. Where do you guys meet up? Where do you traditionally meet up once the meal has been served and you're off the hook for a little while here, John? Well, the bar has customers in it,
Not anywhere that I would have.
Is there a place where the crew gathers after hours to like hang out? Like a shared space or something?
Yeah, it's like right next to the bridge. Like there's an employees.
If you do that, you're too close to the captain. See, in some place where you guys can screw off where the captain's not gonna.
So it's right next to the observing deck.
Oh, down the belly.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So you guys are already down the lower parts of the ship, and you know that after the meal's done, you guys usually meet down in this sort of like. Technically it's a cargo bay, but nobody really uses it for cargo. They just have like blocked it off, and they gather down there and have like people play music, they tell stories, they hang out, they drink, they eat. After hours, it's where the people who are on the crew, or very, very rarely the crew will invite somebody who's a passenger in there for it's the, okay, you're cool enough that you don't actually annoy us kind of where they bring you down. And that's where you guys are meeting up a little bit early, so there's a few people there. So Houston comes in looking a little bit
Dusty.
pursued.
Yeah.
Gavin comes in winding this coil of like silky weird, tucking it into a pouch.
Was that what he did for me? fries?
What?
Was that what messed up the fries?
What are you guys doing?
Fries. I think I'm reading the cookbook.
Okay.
Because there's a bit in there that wasn't there before.
So, what do you tell each other about your various activities for the last couple of hours?
Well, I'll tell them about the cult, I suppose.
Say more about what do you say here? So, the Amber Cult. That is definitely a cult.
It was implied.
What were you? I want to hear what your impressions are of like what the deal is with the.
They're planning. I'm telling them about how they're planning to do something with the amber at the Whisper Well.
Well, cults will Whisper Well will be.
Just
They're
like
talking about trying to steal something.
They're
use hyper beam.
Stealing the amber.
they're talking about trying to what?
They're talking about stealing the amber. Maybe. I don't know.
That's
So they're stealing amber, okay,
Probably.
that's
and doing something at the Whisper Well. Do you mention the Master?
The master. Yeah.
Free the Master.
it's a warring cult.
Now, do you
we just charge them extra if they do anything apocalypse.
tell them? Is there anything of note that you tell them about what you've been
We
up
have
to?
a second unknown engine power generator thing.
Did you give off heat?
I don't know. It gives off electricity.
It gives off power. I mean, you gave off electricity. This thing is supplying power to the ship.
Another power generator. Captains
engineer.
don't know about.
Well, no. The engineer, the head engineer, doesn't know about.
Too many people there.
Right.
Guy. So think of.
Engineer.
I don't know if this would actually. I honestly don't know if this would be anything. If you know what Star Trek is, like Scotty, the engineer, the guy who lives down in the engine room, he doesn't know about it. We don't know whether the captains know about it at all.
The people at the kitchen were being pissy. I'm complaining about
And the other thing that the engineer complained about is that whatever this other power source is, it's unstable. It's delivering way too much power, and then often it's hardly any. It seems to be like it's really hard to. It makes it really hard to predict how much power he's going to be working with, which makes it really hard to control the ship.
Then I also mentioned the giant cargo crate that I saw in the back of the cargo ship earlier. The back of the cargo.
wonder
Interesting.
if that's connected.
Interesting.
Before?
He seems kind of distracted. All right. So you guys are sharing thoughts. Other people come in over the course of the evening. They're talking to you. The cook, the kitchen crew, again tries to find out where you got the milkweed. You've got pockets, but pockets.
I know a guy.
Pockets are where things come out of. How did you get it into the pockets in the first place?
Yeah, the pocket.
They hacked the game.
Pocket
They
of
preserve incredibly.
Right, but you still. Where did you get
of
it? Oh my God, you're never gonna tell me. All right, fine. All right, so that's all. That's all fine. Evening passes, winds down, things get quiet. For each of you, I'm gonna have you sit down over here for a sec. Tell me about the horrible nightmare that you have, or at least the very disturbing nightmare that you have, or very disturbing dream, or reliving of a past event that you're reliving in your dreams.
It's a reoccurring one.
Okay, what's your recurring dream that you have? I'm going to be asking all of you, so start thinking about this.
There's a
Easy.
big old thing. Very difficult to describe. It's got a lot of bits and bobs that generally should not fit on each other. But that's generally not the important bit. The thing is, it is falling very, very fast. And I'm kind of in the perspective of it. It is falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. And eventually it hits the treetops and it keeps falling. And it falls and it falls. And it hits something, and that's when I'm like,
Fascinating.
yeah. One more sec. Can I do something as I look up?
Yeah. Can I tell you what it looks like? Can I show you what it looks like?
Yeah.
At the spot where it crashed through the trees.
I could do my nightmare.
Hang on one
I
second.
got
Why
a
not?
pretty easy one. I can
It's easy. It's extremely easy.
Getting struck by lightning. Okay. just running through a
No, that's not even a nightmare.
running from a
anymore.
sentient storm. I didn't even use this.
Yeah, I know you didn't.
You should wear it as a helmet. It's perfect. What? Phil,
Here we go.
What are you doing?
something.
This is the spot in the forest where the thing that was falling hit.
It did hit, in
Probably not
fact.
good.
It did fall and hit.
That's okay. The camera.
I know. I'll fix it.
Right. As I wake up, can I do something?
No, I want to hear about everybody else's dreams.
I want to use a whisper.
Okay, but we're gonna let everybody else tell their nightmares first.
Yeah, just a second. You're good.
So, my nightmare is that I never actually left the village and it's all been a dream.
You never let the village what now?
Left the village, but I'm still there.
Oh, you're still there,
Uh-huh.
and that's your nightmare that you're.
And then I get struck by lightning.
So what's happening at the village? If that's your nightmare, what is like? Are you still like
You have to go back.
ostracized and treated like crap and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff? Okay. So you're still having a dream of still being like the least welcome person in this village of people who all hate you.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Awesome.
My nightmare will be about what the master that the cult was mentioning.
Say that again.
It's about the master that the cult was the cult master.
So you're imagining
Yeah.
this thing, and they were talking about like freeing the master. So what do you imagine? What does your dream provide? What is the imagery of this thing? Like, is it
Destruction?
what is the master? What does it look like, or do you not see like the actual thing? Is it big? Is it small? Is it wrapped in chains? Is it in a box? Is it in a
I
coffin?
know it's
Is it
big and dark.
big and dark? Humanoid? Normal person? Diablo?
He hasn't played.
Okay.
I mean, he has played,
Yeah,
but we haven't gone that far.
Giant goat man. No. No, it doesn't matter. I mean, what's the vibe of this thing that's being freed, or this person?
This.
Whoa.
Kind of.
Like
sort
that?
of humanoid.
Like that.
Okay.
I don't-
Anything, okay. Let me ask you a different question. What stands out as not normal about this guy? What's the first thing that, like, if you just said like the first thing you recall that's like that is a normal guy until I saw fill in the blank. What?
Amber specs.
Amber specks
Yeah.
all over him?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
I'm
Cool.
made of amber.
Is he? What did he get freed from? A big old hunk of amber?
The Whisper Well.
Freed from the Whisper Well. Interesting. You've never seen the Whisper Well. How do you know what it looks like? Actually, I take that.
in the backstory.
Actually, let me.
It's pretty big.
Here. Actually, no.
Pretty sturdy.
In your dream, let me show you what the Whisper Well looks like in your dream. Let the record show that I am showing the exact same picture as the picture of the thing that fell out of the sky and drilled a hole down through the canopy. So your picture of terrifying thing falling from the sky and drilling down through the canopy, also the exact same imagery that Philip has in his dream for the Whisper Well.
Oh.
Let the record show.
Anyways, falling dream. You usually wake up just once you
Hit.
hit. So as I wake up,
As you wake up, you say,
I'm gonna whisper to myself, "We are quickly going beyond the norm and reaching the calm."
My folks are here.
ooh,
So,
your mom's here?
Yeah, my
Okay, so are you doing it as a whisper or a...
Whisper.
Okay, so Philip, thank you. I will
Be gone.
let me escort you up. Pause here. Wait. Hey, hit the mic. Okay, give me that rhyme again.
We are quickly going beyond the norm and reaching the calm before the storm.
Reaching the calm before the storm. Love it. What is the information that you want? What is the because if you whisper a whisper, it gives you a clue or direction or information or something that you learn.
What is our watcher from below?
What is currently watching the ship? That kind of
What is currently watching the ship from below? Because you set that up in the first thing about her. Below seems
So you know how when you're waking up and you're not quite awake yet, and you're having this, you kind of sometimes you're still kind of half dreaming,
bit of an epiphany.
huh?
Bit of an
Like I always, and this is a sad capitalist thing for me, but a lot of times I'll wake up during during the work week, and I'll have worked my way through a solution to some sort of problem that I have been trying to. Weird. Why is that doing that?
You'll never dodge this one. What?
Hang on.
That was my most powerful attack.
All right, Sean.
Yeah.
So you're still kind of halfway asleep, and you're saying this almost like in a stupor, and you get like a dream. Your brain just provides the answer. 5 or 6 of these things moving their way through the forest growth and looking up at your ship as they go. Come and look. Each one of them about the size of a buffalo.
Oh, I read that bit. Crap.
So as you fully come awake, you sit up and go, witch moles. Not great. And we're going to stop there.
That's gonna make it hard to make the joy.
You want to see the thing that he saw?
Yeah.
All right.
Which ones?
So again, about the size of buffaloes, moving through the undergrowth, through the tree tops, and looking up at the ship.
Look friendly. Just give them a hug.
Do they?
Just pet their nose. That'll make them happy. Just walk up to them, see their nose, and go.
Your optimism is a shining light.
Listen, I saw